Bukayo Saka makes a worrying confession after Arsenal's win in Brighton. And Fabrizio Romano confirms Arsenal is negotiating to bring the £85 million star. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest news from Arsenal straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal are back at the top of the Premier League after ultimately making light work of Brighton on Saturday. The Gunners opened the scoring from a penalty in the 33rd minute, the referee pointing to the spot after Tariq Lamptey conceded a spot kick against Gabriel Jesus. Bukayo Saka, who was a doubt ahead of the match, stepped up and duly sent Brighton goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen the wrong way to give the Gunners the lead. Arsenal then extended their advantage in the 62nd minute as Jorginho cut the ball back for the in-form Kai Havertz to slam home. Then, with just 4 minutes left, former Seagulls ace Leandro Trossard raced through on goal from Havertz's pass and chipped over Verbruggen for the third. Saka had been an injury doubt prior to Arsenal's trip to Brighton. Indeed, he wasn't spotted in the Gunners' training pictures on Friday, sparking yet more concern. "We will know now," Arteta told the Gunners' media team on Friday morning. "We have a training session in a few hours and we will know whether he is fit or not." However, the 22-year-old went on to start in the match at the Amex Stadium, playing 64 minutes before Gabriel Martinelli took his place. Speaking to Sky Sports after the game, Saka admitted that he had been struggling prior to the game. The world-class forward insisted he wants to give everything for the cause. "Yes, I was struggling before Brighton," said the England international. "As long as I have two legs I will give everything. I just want to be on the pitch." Saka had also said, "We are all buzzing. It takes us back on top, so we are happy to come here after playing 3 days ago as well. We are building momentum." Arsenal are now top of the Premier League table on 71 points, one ahead of Liverpool, who play on Sunday, and Manchester City. Saka's fitness has been a topic of debate for well over a year now. The Gunners star's workload has been immense, and all too often he appears to be struggling on the pitch. This summer, it's imperative that Arsenal bring in another top talent out on the wing to share the workload, because the risk of burnout, fatigue and injury will only get higher and higher if he continues. Fabrizio Romano reveals that Arsenal are involved in negotiations for Victor Gyökeres. The Gunners are expected to have money to spend in the market this summer after deciding against making a signing in the January window. Arsenal are likely to sign a striker who can impact the starting 11 immediately, after quiet seasons from both Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah. A story from Football Transfers recently claimed that Sporting CP number 9 Victor Gyökeres is Arsenal's number 1 target this summer, and Fabrizio Romano has now shared an interesting development about the Swedish striker. Well, the reliable Italian journalist claimed earlier on Saturday that Hassan Sedinkaya, the Swedes' agent, will be in attendance as Sporting CP take on Benfica in Lisbon, where a round of meetings will take place with those keen to sign the prolific frontman. Gyökeres has remarkably scored 36 goals in just 41 appearances this season, while also incredibly providing 15 assists as well. Romano did not name Arsenal, although the volume of reports which state the Gunners are keen to sign the Sporting CP talisman would strongly suggest Edu will be involved in these meetings with Sedinkaya. The Italian posted, Victor Gyökeres' agent Hassan Sedinkaya, expected to be present at Sporting Benfica game in Lisbon. Understand round of meetings set to take place with interested clubs for the striker with 51 per A this season. Talks will be around €100 million, £85 million, price tag to make deal happen. As confirmed by Sporting CP at the time of the 25-year-old's arrival in Lisbon, that £85 million figure is actually a release clause. Therefore, that sum is unlikely to go any higher, unless Arsenal's competitors in the race to sign Gyökeres, Chelsea are also keen, decide to offer Sporting CP a larger fee to fend off competition. If Arsenal do manage to sign Gyökeres, we would expect Nketiah to depart. The England international is not short of admirers, with Crystal Palace and Leicester City both keen to sign him this summer. Nketiah has made just 10 Premier League starts this season, most of which came at the start of the season, and does now appear to be surplus to requirements at Arsenal, especially if Gyökeres arrives at the Emirates Stadium. Nicol believes that Kai Havertz may be about to give Mikel Arteta a real problem after the German scored for Arsenal in their emphatic victory over Brighton on Saturday. Arsenal made yet another statement with their performance on the South Coast. The Gunners responded to Manchester City's victory earlier in the day by producing an assured display against Roberto De Zerbi's side. Once again, Kai Havertz had a big role to play in the win. Havertz bagged his 9th goal of the Premier League season to double Arsenal's lead during the second half. Given how good the Gunners' defense has been, that felt like a massive goal in the game itself. And he went on to provide the assist for Leandro Trossard. It was the former Brighton star who put the icing on the cake late on. The 24-year-old was involved in so much of the good work Arsenal produced. Havertz created a brilliant early chance for Gabriel Jesus. And no player could match his 4 key passes during the game, according to WhoScored. Once again, Arsenal fans were given reason to mock those of us who criticized the club for spending big money on Havertz in the summer. But perhaps some are not completely ready to hold their hands up over Havertz. Speaking on ESPN, Nicol insisted that Mikel Arteta never saw this run of form coming, given the fact that he was not playing regularly as a striker until February. He also suggested that his form could provide the Gunners with an issue heading into the summer. He's doing what Chelsea thought they were buying. What he's doing for Arsenal is what Chelsea thought they were getting when they signed him, he said. Why did he sign him? He signed him to play in the middle of the park. He signed him to play as part of the 3 on the left-hand side. That's why he signed him. Of course, on top of that, when you're signing him, you think if we have any injuries, if we have suspensions, this guy can play up top. So I'm not ready to give Arteta anything, because he didn't sign him to play centre forward. But the fact is, when he signed for Chelsea, we all said he's a good player. We all said that we thought he would be the answer. He would knit everything together, he would get his fair share of goals, he would be this guy. The thing is, it's given him a problem because, I think most of us would suggest that, up until a couple of months ago, we're thinking Arsenal need to buy a centre forward. So it's kind of given him a problem. Do we save £100 million on going and getting someone like Osimhen and think this is the finished article, this is what Havertz is going to be? I don't think you can trust it. It's a great spell. But right now, it's a spell. If he does this between now and the end of the season, and keeps producing these moments, then I think you might change your mind. Nicol makes a valid point. Havertz led the line superbly in the first half of the Community Shield ahead of the season. And yet, he spent most of the early part of the campaign as a number 8. That role did not bring the best out of him. And by the time he scored the winner against Brentford in November, he had fallen to the periphery of the squad. Eventually, Havertz got the chance to stamp his authority on the striker position. And he has definitely taken it with both hands. Arsenal are interested in Victor Gyökeres heading into the summer. So it does appear that they still want another goalscorer. But given that there are not a large number of world-class number 9s around right now, you have to say that there appears to be a good chance that Havertz will get the opportunity to keep his spot next season. Superb. Mikel Arteta says one Arsenal player did something nobody expected versus Brighton. Speaking to the media following last night's win, Arteta singled out Jorginho for praise after creating their 2nd goal of the evening. He was superb, the Arsenal boss said. And as well, I think nobody expected him to run into those areas with the ball to assist Kai, but I think his leadership, his intelligence, the quality he delivers, I think it makes everybody better. I think today he, Dec and Martin in the middle were outstanding. Jorginho proves he's essential. Ever since the turn of the year, Jorginho has proven to be an integral part of Arteta's side. The 32-year-old has operated at the base of midfield, which has allowed Declan Rice to play in a more advanced role. Such has been the Italian star's impact. Thomas Partey returned to the bench for last night's crucial clash at the Amex. Jorginho is highly regarded at Arsenal, and Havertz even labelled the former Chelsea star as one of the best he's ever played with. Signed for just £12 million last January, Jorginho is proving to be an astute piece of business for the Gunners. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.